What's up, everybody? This is Hazy's K Talk MMA show, our edition with James Boogie Purdue. It's been a month. It's been way too long, but we're back in the cave to talk the sport we love, MMA. You ready for this, Boogie?
Before the pay-per-view, too, so that's awesome.
Yeah, you know what?
Afterwards, but never know, might do one after, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it. Sunday's a bad day for me, but I would love to do a recap show because I actually got some good feedback on that. They really liked our takes on when they watched the fights, you know, our takes on breaking down it. So it was cool. I really don't have any bets lined up, but as we're talking about these fights, I might.
Chris Haynes does not have bets lined up.
Not yet.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the story.
But I'm telling you what, talking about these fights, I'll put together a parlay because there's some guys that really do stick out on this card. But I have a bad situation I'm in, man. Saturday night of UFC 319, and I'm taking the wife to a concert, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do this, man.
Are you going to record this on a
I don't know how. I know you're going to be a mass test. Well, you have a couple day notice now that you know you're not going to be able to text me, but off air, you're going to help me game plan on how I can figure out when I get home how to watch these things because I'm not going to miss it. It's a great card, and I'm excited to talk about it.
It's a very good card. I'm surprised. The last one, like I said, it was built just for Poirier.
Yeah, right.
Now we're up to a new card.
Yeah, and you know what? It's sneaky good because there's a lot of guys that the public might not know about. We're going to talk about them, and there's some guys like Carlos Prates that we absolutely love on this card.
He's a real deal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the whole Fighting Nerds is just awesome, man. I'm a fan of them. So, without further ado, we'll start getting into 319, UFC 319, Saturday in Chicago, man, United Center. Khamzat Chimaev headlining, looking to win the middleweight championship from Dricus du Plessis. We're going to get into the main event later, but let's start off in the main card. The opening fight is Kai Asakara versus Tim Elliott, man. Kai Asakara, 21-5. Tim Elliott, 20-13. I think we're both going to be on the same side here, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on the fight, Boogie.
Yeah, I got to go with Asakara. You don't come your very first fight. Hey, you're going to fight for the title,
right? That's wild.
Against one of the. Probably he's in Mighty Mouse territory for the flyweight. He is right there. He's just dominating. We're talking about recycling now. They're talking about super fights coming up, moving up to 35. So, it's going to be – and he's open to it. Pantoja's like, hey, money talks. You never know.
Yeah.
So, but Asakara, it's going to be – he was amazing. And was it FC?
Risen. Risen.
So, he was highlight, whatever wants to see. He's all well-rounded. He just got – you can't
Listen, he walked into the UFC – fighting for a title against one of the most dangerous guys in the whole company,
So we're talking almost the history here. Mighty Mouse Johnson was the most dominant. Now we're
Pantoja's creeping on it.
Pantoja's up there because they're not, and every fight is exciting. He doesn't go through any snoozers.
Right.
And he can beat you anyway. He can knock you out. He can put you to sleep. He can submit you. He can do everything.
So my first, just watching Kai Asakara, I was like, man, his stand-up is very, very good. His grappling lacked, but he was also going up against Pantoja, which is a nasty grappler. Some of the best jiu-jitsu. When he gets on your back, it's a wrap. Watching him, seeing him, how he was reacting in the main lights of the UFC in a title fight, looking at this fight now, he's fighting a guy in Tim Elliott that's been a journeyman, right? He hasn't fought in a couple years. This is like a UFC giving him, we'll put you on the main card, you go knock this dude out and let's sell you.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you said, you can't walk into, and Pantoja, he's up there, dare I say, John Jones fight IQ. He wasn't going to stay in with Asakara.
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to take you down and do work. You're in my world now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you knock me out. Yeah.
Same thing when he just fought Kai France, man. Yeah. Game plan to the T, just keeps working you. Yep.
He's just got, he's got it. So, all hats off to him. And I think, coming up, there has to be, he's got to be in a conversation with
Oh man, he's going to be up there. He's an all-timer, at least in the lighter divisions for sure.
We'll see the younger kid coming up next that has a fight.
Oh yeah, we got Josh Van. I'm excited to see him. It might be actually a little bit too much for him to bite or break off, but we'll be getting into that because I think that fight's going to be in December, man. I think that's going to be this year. Both those guys are healthy. But looking at this fight, Asakara, Tim Elliott. You look at Tim Elliott, man. He was in the Ultimate Fighter. Very good grappling. Very awkward stand-up. He bounces around. He's very hittable. They don't even know where this guy's been the last couple of years. He hasn't fought. He hasn't been on any social media. So for him to just come in and take this fight, it's got to look, in our eyes, it's just a gimme fight for Asakara, man. It really is.
I mean, it's not a tomato can. They're not just getting some kind of scrub up street.
No.
I mean, anybody that's been around knows that he has the name prior, but like I said, it's been 4 years. You haven't seen this guy around, and here you come, going to give him a little bit of money to come out there, and he knows, not like a wrestling theme, but he knows the job, what he's going to do. He knows he has to come out there, and he's going to do his best to fight.
And that's the beauty of the UFC, man. He could get his back and submit him. As much as we're going to be talking Asakura, because that's what we believe and we think. Yes. It's the UFC, man, and he has really good grappling, and Tim Elliott, and if he could get to his back, he could tap him out too. I just think he's going to sleep before he even ever gets his hands on it.
He's going to try it. He doesn't have the IQ of Pantoja.
Yeah, right.
So he's not going to...
Or the skill set, man.
He's not going to try to take you down. He's not the best in the world. So he's going to come out. I'm going to try to show everybody. He may try to take down a few times. I'm sure Asakura has played in this the whole time. That's the only way that he even has a chance of winning. So he's going to prepare himself, a couple takedowns, get kicked in the face, and then he's going to go.
So Haynes, he didn't have a bet, but this is a bet for sure. I don't know what the odds are. Asakura by knockout. Sprinkle in the first round, because I think as soon as he gets touched, man, it's going to be fading fast. And I could see within the first minute, and the UFC would pop that card off in the main card if he has a highlight reel knockout,
Ring rust is, I don't care what anybody says, ring rust is a real deal. So you can't come out of 4 years off the couch. You're going to start the headline of pay-per-view against a killer like that.
Yeah, and the jitters are already gone for Asakura, man. He's a superstar outside the UFC. We haven't, as fans, got to see it, but I think they're going to start building him. He'll get this fight, get a notch under his belt, get that W. They'll start moving him back into the top 10, and he's going to be, if he can get his grappling right, man, we'll be talking about him in a few fights coming back. Easily.
We've
100%. Seen guys like Henry Cejudo jump in and not be ready for a title fight, and they threw him in there, and he get embarrassed, but then a couple fights later, the guy gets better and improves, and all of a sudden, that's your champ.
Mighty Mouse. I mean, you said you spoke. Mighty Mouse got him. He wasn't ready for him.
No, he was not.
He wasn't ready for the spotlight. Gave him a couple more time to adjust, and he came back, and he was impressive against Johnson and took the title. So.
Yeah, he did, absolutely. And then it could be the same story, in the future. We're both big fans of Alexandre Pantoja, man. We think he's just a total fighter, man. There really isn't very many holes, but it'll be exciting when that fight, because I could see that happening again, man.
Yeah, if he gets back up there, he's going to try to get some get back. Like you said, it all depends on how. I mean, Asakura's kind of old too. That's the only bad thing.
He's 21-5 too, so he has losses. You know,
I mean, he's had losses, but Father Time's undefeated. So,
I think before he fought Pantoja, I think he was on a long layoff as well. I think he didn't fight for a while, and then he jumped in because UFC was kind of scrambling for
negotiations. They were good with
Rizin,
So, and then they finally signed him. I think my guess is, we'll never know the truth, but that was part of the deal to get him to sign with UFC. It was like, hey, you're coming in, you're going to get a title shot right off the bat. So Dana White stole Rizin's top person, brought him in for a title fight.
Yep.
Definitely wasn't ready for UFC. There's levels to it, we say all the time.
But in that division, the flyweights, there isn't a lot of guys. So if you get your opportunity, you go get it. Like this Joshua Van coming up, he's skyrocketing because his performance is speaking for itself, man. And there isn't a lot of contenders for Pantoja. So like you said, Asakura being a big name from a different division, they decided to throw him in there, and that's what happened. But I think he's going to bounce back, get a knockout. So do you. So let's move on to the second fight on the main card. Jared Cannonier 18-8 versus Michael Venom Page 23-3. Before we get into this fight, I will say honestly, I'm very surprised with MVP in the UFC. I thought as soon as he got there, it was over. That shit was not going to work. But he's pulled off some wins, man, and he's made these fights competitively.
He shows he belongs there. He's where he should.
And he's older. He's not in his prime anymore.
He's a lot older, man. He's been through a lot of bare knuckle. He did some bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah,
too.
right. Yep.
So he's been everywhere. But the skill set, like the karate style, when Machida, I think, was the first one that we recognized coming with the karate style, where you are always light on your feet. You never actually commit until you come in. It's a blitz, boom, 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 and then you're in and out so fast. Yeah. And the UFC wasn't ready for Machida. He came in, took the world by storm, won the title. So, I mean, he has the same skill set. It's
a very hard style to fight. Yeah, because a guy, like you said, he's not planted. It's always in motion. And he's sideways, man. It just eliminates the target. And the thing about it is you see less and less of this karate style because everybody's adapted to the leg kicking game. And usually the karate style guys get brutalized with leg kicks.
If you can make it through sort of like the first round, because you can only hop on your in and out so much, and then you start to get fatigued, then the leg kicks start hitting, and then you can't put your weight on your front foot anymore. So
and now you're kind of stationary, and that's where guys
get hit. But MVP has been proven for a while that he's can be unhittable sometimes, in and out so fast. Cannonier, he's a name, I think, but he's going to be too slow, I think. I'm going to go with.
So here's my analogy on the fight. Okay, I see this fight as being the one. If you guys want to get up and go to the restroom, this is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Michael Venom Page doesn't throw a lot of punches. Jared Cannonier is a counter striker that doesn't throw a lot of output either. He throws a lot of strong hooks, tries to knock people out. He's not going to be fast enough, like Boogie said. He's not going to catch him. If he doesn't wrestle and get him on the cage, we're going to look at a staring contest for 15 minutes, in my opinion.
They're going to go in and out because Cannonier knows what can happen. MVP was it MVP that broke that dude's skull and
he
cracked his skull. Can't remember his name right now, but broke his skull with that fucking kick.
Right.
So Cannonier's not going to go out there, and he knows he's not going to start being a gatekeeper for.
Shara Bullet, and Michael Venom Page just fought him. Shara Bullet's one of the best kickboxers in the UFC, and he out kickboxed him. So just a stand up all around, he's going to outpoint you, man. And like you said, he got nasty wheel kicks. He'll put you through the canvas.
I agree with you. It's going to be might sprinkle some, but I don't want to put decision on it because you never know. Anybody can get caught, but it's going to be two guys who aren't going to get caught.
I will say this. I am a fan of Jared Cannonier. I'm a fan of the story. I just feel like the guy is just a normal dude that's just trying to make a living for his family. He's, he was fluctuating in his weight earlier in his career. He's fought some of the top guys. This is the level of competition where he might actually have the better skill set because he's fought the better fighters. But like I said, if he doesn't implement any kind of grappling, because I think that's his key to victory. He is bigger. He is stronger. If he can get him on the cage and just beat him up a little bit, shoot on his legs, just keep it there, keep it grimy, little dirty boxing. That's how he wins the decision. Because if he doesn't, we're going to watch 4 minutes, and in the last 10 seconds, Michael Venom Page is going to rush and hit with a couple shots and steal rounds, man.
That's exactly what's going to. If he doesn't get taken down, that's going to be the game plan. Come in, blitz in, wait. But Cannonier can knock him out too, but
I haven't seen Cannonier knock anybody out in a long time.
Yeah, but he's been. He's been here. They both have a lot of mileage on. They've both been.
Right.
Page's been in other organizations, but he's been in a lot of wars too. So they both got a lot of mileage on them. I don't think either are going to be in a title contention talk anytime.
No.
It's past their time. I'll say it would take too much. But this is probably going to be UFC. They're going to be main card. Mid-fight, second fight.
Right.
Probably never going to be a co-main event unless they organize some kind of special fight like MVP to get in maybe to where he can show his skill set.
And MVP is really good on the mic, man. He can promote. If somehow he gets a knockout or gets a late finish, this guy is going to steal the show. He's going to get on the mic. He's going to talk like Conor McGregor, man. He's so good at that. But his style doesn't reflect that because he's a very he's counter approach, man. He's bouncing, like you say, just paws at you. But how we see this fight, I think both of us are leaning towards a decision, and I'm not putting any money on this fight, guys, because this fight is going to be a hard one to judge.
I mean, I don't know, I don't have to check the odds either, but it has to be.
Well, it's Michael Venom Page is like minus 180, so almost 2-1. He's the money's starting to go towards him. Cannonier's starting to look a little slower and getting beat up, and like in his later fights. So, but I'm still not counting him out, man.
Because anybody can get caught first off, or it could be said I wouldn't even sprinkle anything on a decision because anybody get caught, wheel kick, Cannonier would go to sleep, and. My
heart is going to take Jared Cannonier by decision. If he can wrestle, man. If he can wrestle, he can win. If he doesn't, he don't have a shot. My heart's picking Jared Cannonier. Don't put a dime on it, though.
No, not a nickel. I would go MVP just because of I like his style. When Machida came in, how much I love Machida, just his style, but it's kind of boring, like I said, because he never commits. They never put themselves in a bad situation. And they're fast enough that they can come in, hit 2 or 3 times, and they're back out.
They blitz and they're out.
Yeah, point is, it's karate point fighting, they call it. You just come in.
Yeah, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson won a belt doing it. You know what I mean? I like
the style. I mean, it's really, if you're going to have 2 people like that, it's probably if you're going to have to go take a piss or do something, get some food.
Yeah, right.
That's going to be the fight because you'll know right off the bat, they'll dance around for the first 3 minutes. If they're not going to commit.
The next fight in the feature fight in the main card is one you're not going to want to go to the restroom. It's Jeff Neal. He's 16-6 fighting Carlos Prates. He's 21-7, man, a late bloomer to his career. Superstar in the making. This close to knocking out Ian Machado, Gary, last fight. I think he's going to learn from that, put on the pedal. And Jeff Neal hits like a truck, is not afraid of a battle. This is going to be fireworks.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be from instant, from the start.
Yeah.
They're both going to leave it out. They're both going to come out, and they're going to work. I would say, if you're going to put some money, I would say on the finish. I can't call either way. I wouldn't put my money on a person, but if you can just bet the finish.
You can bet KO if you want by somebody.
Somebody's going to, I would bet, because somebody's going to get knocked out, I think. Prates is he doesn't get in much trouble either.
Yeah.
Gary's got like sort of a karate style where he gets bad, but he got winded and
then he turned it on. Yep, he turned it on because I had Ian Gary in that fight. I thought he fought a great fight against Carlos Prates, but then he gassed and then he almost died. Then he was holding on for his life. Yeah,
and that's what it came down to.
Yeah, and that was Carlos Prates' first 5-round fight. This is not a 5-round fight. This is a 3-round fight. Jeff Neal, southpaw, a little bit shorter, I think. I'm pretty sure he's shorter. He got this like shell kind of style. He throws bombs, but I think Prates is going to be clean. He's going to have them straight shots, and if it gets to the ground, man, he's going to tap him out. I mean, his ground game's like that as well.
Prates, I just wonder now if anybody don't know, like Prates smokes like 2 packs of cigarettes a day and will not quit. He loves it. He don't care. Before the fight, I think maybe 2 days before fight, I can't remember. But they said
they showed him. Yeah,
he'll either stop smoking only 2 days before, after the fight. Like this dude, he just burns him down.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
He doesn't care. And you're like, well, he's going to be tired. He'll be slow, but it's never been the case for him.
No, it hasn't. And that's one of those things you never want to see that because it doesn't show commitment. But there's just freaks, and he is, man. So if you guys have not heard, there's a gym called the Fighting Nerds, and they are taking over the UFC. Carlos Prates is one of the members. There's 5 of them, and they're just always in exciting fights. And I think Prates might have been their first loss. I think they were undefeated in the UFC, weren't they? Michelle Achek, he's in the prelims. He moved there. He's got a really good kickboxing style. He's fighting on the prelims. That's not a fight we're going to get into, but he's representing the Fighting Nerds right now. And but the rest of them, Jean Silva, Cal Barallo, they're all just nasty. And then Mauricio Rufy, man, he's a stud as well.
He's probably the best one. I think Rufy's. If anyone to YouTube something, look at the King Green fight. He just had, and he knocked Bobby Green into the stratosphere.
Oh, spinning wheel
disgusting.
Kick.
And Rufy is that good. He's going to be a champ. Here first. You watch. He's just amazing.
I think they're all good. I think the Fighting Nerds are taking over, and I see a big night for Carlos Prates and that team. All right, so the co-main event. Another fight that not a lot of people are going to know about. Roman Murphy, he's 16-0, and Aaron Pico, 13-4. You're looking at a guy in Lerone Murphy that's been a decision maker, but has just dominated these fights, man, outpointing everybody. And then you've got a guy in Aaron Pico. When Bellator, PFL, all these leagues folded, they started announcing to Dana, you're going to go get Pitbull. You're going to go get this guy, that guy, Patchy Mix. He said the only guy he was really going after was Aaron Pico. This guy is full of potential. I think he's going to come in and not be affected by the first time, but it's a great fight, Boogie. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Pico got signed when he was 17 to Strikeforce. 17 years old, and they signed him before he fought a fight because they seen what he could do. Now, if he would dedicate himself to traditional wrestling, he would have been a multi-time Olympic champion. He's that good at wrestling. And then he's like a Golden Glove boxer, too, on top of everything. The kid can do everything. I think they a little too much hype too soon for him, I think. And he lost a couple times, but, I mean, he's finally getting it all put back together. My only concern is your very first fight in the UFC. I mean, you're coming into the co-main event undefeated. Now, Lerone Murphy is beatable easily, just because of the style. Another one waits around for 4.5 minutes.
Yes. Last
30 seconds, steals around, and goes out now. But Pico's wrestling, he could dominate any grappling, striking. I would just give Murphy the edge in striking.
I agree.
But, I mean, Pico is just on another level. Like, the potential has always been there. Now he's with the best of the best. My only concern, your first fight, almost like a Asakura type thing, where his first fight is not a main event for a title, but I think the winner of this is right in line.
I think it's a title eliminator. And I look at level of competition concerns me with Aaron Pico. Yep. Right now, the last 3 or 4 fights, man, he's been dominating, but he's not fighting anybody. Yeah. Lerone Murphy has headlined, small cards. He is fought the better competition. He doesn't know what defeat feels like. He's not going to blink with the lights of the main card, co-main event, pay-per-view. Aaron Pico, like you said, he's going to come in hyped up. If he doesn't hit that wall where he just,
destroying your house.
Yeah, if he doesn't hit that wall where he gasses because he overextends and tries to really push it, I see the pressure. I see it a mountain. And if he starts getting momentum rolling and Murphy starts feeling stuff that he's not used to, I could see him winning a 30-27 in a dominant fashion.
I was going to add, and this is only a 3-rounder, right?
Right. If it was a 5-rounder, I'd give Aaron Pico way more. Because the time to gas him out.
And you have time to feel like, okay, you got the first 2 rounds I'm feeling out. Now the next 3 rounds I could win the whole fight. But 3 rounds you can't sit back and you have to get like the first 2 minutes. You better get the timing down, get on your horse because you're going to be fighting.
I think the UFC feels they got somebody with him. I think they know that he is going to be capable of being a top contender. Like Boogie said, this is a title eliminator. They wouldn't have put him in a co-main event in a huge pay-per-view if they don't believe he's not going to, deliver.
And if he was there, like he's 17 years old, he didn't even fight a fight. And they signed, like Bellator, Strikeforce signed him at 17 years old because they wanted to get him locked in because he was that good.
Yeah, and that's what Bellator had to do because they had to take shots on guys.
Because if not, UFC is going to come in and swoop him up. So, I mean, they got him in. They set him up a couple decent fights, but the skills are there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
I'm not a fan of Lerone Murphy. I never have been. If the guy would just try a little bit of killer instinct, but he's another one that talks, doesn't deliver, man. He point fights. We're not big fans of it in this man cave. We love the wrestling if you are an aggressive wrestler because we'll get on you if you're just, laying and praying for 4 minutes as well.
Yeah, we're not uneducated fans. You hear boo, and as soon as the first time it goes, you're like, boo!
No.
There are times jiu-jitsu when you advance positions, if you know what you're looking at, it's pretty advanced. But if you look back and someone, just I'm holding on to an arm and what's his name?
John Finch.
John Finch. He would do the same. He'd sit down, he'd hold on to a leg, go to this leg, go around, never attempted anything. Kept moving. Start back down next round, take him down, same thing. That's why he got cut.
Now, completely off topic, but we're talking about the lay and pray and stuff. I don't know if you noticed last week in the fight night, man, them refs, they were calling those guys to get up quick, man.
Too fast.
They were too fast, which is okay whenever a guy is stalling, but they was good. I mean, they wasn't even established in position yet, and he's like, move.
Yeah, you got to move on. Let's get moving. Like, they just went to the ground. They just fought
I criticize the refs a lot. They really do mess up a lot. Whenever they're grabbing a fence, that's a point. Instantly, I don't care what people say. That's a point. That's not a wipe you away. You don't do it again. Refs need to be educated. I know we're getting completely off topic, but I have a passion about that.
Not that. Even that, an eye poke. You poke somebody in the eye once. Stop. I'm going to check the video. If it's a legit eye poke, 1 point. That will stop every eye poke. I promise you. No one is going to hold their distance with their fingers out anymore.
Right.
They're going to be up, or they're just going to keep their fist up. Because you going like this, John Jones is notorious to poke somebody in the eye. Oh, it's an accident. No, it's not an accident. One time you poke somebody in the eye, go to the video, yeah, that's a point. Instead of getting them, they get their time to recover from the eye poke. But while they're recovering from the eye poke, we're looking at the video. You get one eye poke, you're done. Grab the fence. Who did it? It was Herb Dean in the middle of the last fight. He's like, 1 point. Didn't break him up. Didn't stop it.
He didn't stop it.
But he did. There was 4 times he grabbed it though. Yeah. And he's like 1 point. Didn't stop the action. Didn't do anything. 1 point, and then he gave up.
Yeah, he got finished anyways. But another one, man, if we're getting on this before we get into this main event and us making predictions on this co-main event, let's keep on topic with this ref thing. Another one that I really, really hate, and I think is a point, is you don't accidentally get inside somebody's glove and hold on to them. No. That is cheating. A lot of times when guys are in positions and they can't get out, it's because he's holding on to the glove. Inside the glove, yep. You can accidentally eye poke. You can accidentally kick somebody in the groin. You don't accidentally grab inside someone's glove.
And hold on.
I wish they would be stricter. I think it would stop the cheating and stop the
I mean, like I said, there are accidents, but I promise you, the first time that you poke somebody in the eye and you lose a point, I guarantee every fight camp's going to change.
Yes.
Hey, we're keeping the gloves down now. We don't need new gloves. We don't need any special things like they tried with the golden gloves. Yeah. No, we're going to have out there, there's 1 point.
Yeah.
Boom, next one, another point. Third time, you're done.
There's so many times in a fight that a guy grabs a cage and gets up. A huge advantage. He's holding on to something, and they don't do anything until it's over and over and over. And this guy got up 2 or 3 times.
Knocked his hand out of the way instantly. 1 point. Yeah. 1 point.
Because a guy's working so hard to get that takedown. And you're not allowed to grab something to get up.
Somebody grabbing your hand and lifting you up.
Yeah,
I mean, that is 1 point instantly. You don't accidentally grab the cage. Boom, 1 point. Boom,
right.
Boom. The eye pokes can be accident. No one, John Jones, I believe, would poke someone out on purpose. But normally, you're out. I mean, they're trying to gauge your distance. I know what they're doing. Do it with your fist. Don't stick your finger straight out.
And they tell them that in the fight, man. Watch your fingers. Watch your fingers. This should never be a fight.
It's not. I mean, it should be. And the only way to stop that is whenever a high-profile person, John, Joe, whatever names we'll use, somebody pokes somebody in the eye, 1 point. Boom. Grab the cage. 1 point. You start right there. People will stop me right there.
It will only take one card, and they'll be like, "This is how we're going to do it."
Stop it. We're going to have a fight camp down there. You can't. We're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to have boxing gloves on. You can't grab the cage, something, because that is such a huge advantage. You must have 2 people helping you.
Right. I can't believe we went completely off topic. We should have talked about this a while ago because both of us are very passionate about it
for a whole time because it's just such a huge advantage.
Right.
Eye pokes happen, okay. Groin strikes happen, okay. Inside leg kicks. That happen. You wear a cup because people kind of take it's a little rattle. That's fine, but you don't recover from an eye poke. You get 5 minutes.
Right.
You still can't see. Oh, then you're just medically disqualified.
And then you have the pressure of the fans because the fans don't want the fight to end. You don't want the fight to end. So now you're fighting with one eye. You know what I mean?
How many long your camp was going, and then all that blood, sweat, and tears, and the first 30 seconds get poked in the eye, and you can't see. You're going to stop.
Yeah, right.
Hell no! There's too much work to put in there, and you go out and you get caught. No.
To get back on track, we'll be done with this rant for now. But the co-main event, UFC 319, Aaron Pico versus Lerone Murphy. I'm going with the favorite. Slight favorite in Aaron Pico. A lot of money is on Lerone Murphy because of the reasons we stated. He is an underdog with plus money, being the guy with the most experience, the most higher level competition. But I think this guy in Aaron Pico, as you do as well, I think he's a real deal, man. I think he comes in and gets a win.
But my pick actually would be Lerone Murphy.
Okay, all right. I respect it because of all those reasons.
Of what we talked about. And he is not going to get in danger. He has, I will say, enough fight IQ. He just knows to not get in bad situations. And he's going to steal rounds in the last 30 seconds like he does. And before you know it, the 10-second clock or something on, oh, the fight's over and I should have done more. But that's all he does. That is who Lerone Murphy is.
I think I just have a lot more confidence in the forward pressure of Aaron Pico not to allow Lerone Murphy to just stand. I think he's going to.
My heart is for Pico. I want him to win.
But I understand the pick completely. I really do. A lot of money is on Lerone Murphy. I think as the fight gets closer, we're 2 days away. It might end up being closer to a coin flip because I think a lot more people are going to bet Lerone Murphy because of those reasons you stated, man.
Because especially, if you're going to be an underdog, or no, who's the favorite?
Aaron Pico's the favorite.
Oh yeah,
you're getting an undefeated fighter at plus money.
Money's going to be barreling in. I would think so. Because it's not.
Give me Pico. He's taking Murphy. I think that's the second fight on the card that we went opposite, right? Because I took Cannonier and you took MVP, correct? Yeah. Okay, so the main event, man. It's going to be. I think it's going to be one for the ages. I think it could end quickly. I think it could end quickly either way. You're talking about Dricus du Plessis, the middleweight champ, versus Khamzat Chimaev in a highly anticipated fight, man. What is the records? DDP is 23-2. Chimaev is 14-0, man. And if you've ever watched Chimaev fight, it takes him about 10 seconds. He shoots in for a takedown. He usually gets it. It's usually over shortly after that. Is that how this fight's going to go, Boogie?
I would have said no until I was scrolling and seeing Chimaev. I don't know if you've seen it with Cormier outside the hotel. They were outside the hotel, and Chimaev was out there, and Cormier was out there. He grabbed Cormier and picked him up off the ground. Cormier's fighting. Now, this is another world-class wrestler. And he picks him up and literally ragdolls him off his feet. And he goes, "Where did you get that?" And he's like, "How are you so strong?" He picked up Cormier is probably
Cormier now is close to 3 pounds.
And he picked him up off his feet while he was not defend, but he had a hook and defend him, and he picked him up effortlessly and was just his feet are off the ground. He's just going whoop whoop whoop, and he says, "Where did you?" He's like. Feeling his muscles, like how big are you? Yeah. He has, for lack of better terms, he has retard strength. Yeah. Because
we don't condone that word on this show.
For lack of better words.
Right.
He just the way he grabbed him, it makes sense now to how he broke what's his name?
Whitaker's
jaw. And just grabbed the hold on a neck crank and just shattered his jaw. The dude's got freak strength. Now I like a DDP, I loved him forever. And he's been there so awkward. Doesn't look like he belongs.
Never looks like he's a better fighter in a fight. Always.
But, to see he came, and now I don't care how many camps you have, Cormier is a wrestler to the heart. And
they were playing around as well. But,
it's 5-40, and you'll be like, hold on, we were going to update that because it was Cormier. They weren't trying, but Cormier had a whizzer in, and he was defending it, and he just kind of.
I know what you're saying because he is freakishly strong. Everybody that Khamzat Chimaev has fought, he's been bigger than, correct? You look at Kamaru Usman. Yeah. Kamaru Usman is 170. He's a goat, right? He's a goat. He survived that. Okay,
he took the fight. Short notice,
and he survived the Chimaev stuff. Is he a great wrestler? Absolutely. Usman is a great wrestler. He survived it. Gilbert Burns, is he a better grappler than Daniel Cormier? Absolutely not. He survived it as well. Looking at this fight, man, I think what's going to happen is you're going to look at Chimaev, and like Boogie said, if he can get a hold of him right now and take him down, it could be over quickly. But you're looking at DDP as probably the biggest middleweight in the division. He's completely shredded, man. Like you said, his awkward style.
Between him and Costa are probably the two freaks that never should be at middleweight. You can't be that big and fight at 85.
Earlier in his career, DDP had a nose problem. He could not breathe, so his conditioning always wore out.
His mouth was open.
His mouth was open already. Yeah, he was gassing. Now he got his nose fixed. He seems to be great in 5-round fights. Do we see 5 rounds? I don't know. If we do, DDP wins.
Oh, yeah.
It wins. I mean, it'll be over in the 4th round because Chimaev is going. And he's going and going and going. And until we figure out if somebody can handle that, past that 3rd round, because Usman hit that threshold, got past it. And if there was a 4th round, Usman was finishing Khamzat Chimaev.
100%.
Now, that was 2-3 years ago. Chimaev's gas tank could be through the roof. And if it is, does anybody stand a chance? And are we already crowning him as the middleweight champion of the world?
Countdown, they showed he brought in all these professionals to help out with the cardio and whatever the deal is, but you just don't have that type of strength without. You have to sacrifice something. That's why on Madden or any type of fighting game, you put attributes on your person. You can't put strength all the way up, and your conditioning has to go down.
Yes,
it's a biological fact. You just cannot do that. But what I see now, again, it's going to be a different story when someone's trying to hit you in the face and you can't just grab a hold of him. And I mean, I'm sure he could just deadlift anybody and pull it around. So it could have been deceiving, but
regardless, if they were playing around or not, what you seen was him pick up a guy 280 pounds like it was nothing.
Off his feet.
Don't discredit what you've seen. You know what I mean?
It was there. I mean, like I said, Cormier just wasn't like, see if you can lift me up.
Yeah.
He had the whizzer and he just picked him up. And he was just, Cormier's face, he was like, dude, what? How did you do that?
Right. In the first 10 seconds of a fight, that's the kind of person that DDP is going to deal with. He has to try to survive. And the way he's saying it, the way he's talking in his interviews, he's going to survive by pushing forward, man. He's going to try to bully the bully. If he takes Chimaev down, which I don't think is going to be possible, but if he does, and he gets him on his back,
oh my goodness,
I don't know who's going to be more shocked, us or Khamzat Chimaev.
I don't think there is a prayer in hell. I mean, DDP,
inside trip, I can see something.
Grapple a little bit, but I mean, he's not a wrestler. He's not. But I mean, the overall fighting, I give DDP the
skill set, right?
Because he has everything all together. But Chimaev coming, I mean, you have to survive that. The first 30 seconds is going to be just a buzzsaw.
Yes.
He's not going to. They keep showing, oh, look, he's working on his boxing. They're showing all these. Get the hell out of here. Chimaev's not going to sit there and box. There's zero fucking chance. He's going to go down on his hands and knees and roll his eyebrows up and come straight at him like a bull. And you have to survive. They said, you make it through the first 30 seconds, the first 3 minutes. Now the first round's over. Here we go.
You look at all the prop bets, okay? I have not dug into them. But I can guarantee you the biggest prop bet that you could bet on and would make no money on is a first-round sub by Khamzat Chimaev, because everybody's going to pick that. That's the popular pick. Everything I've watched, they're just going with it, man. They don't see how anybody can stop what Khamzat Chimaev is doing right now. Looking at that guy, we said 2 years ago, this guy's the scariest guy in the whole company. But then the middleweight champ has really proven us throughout the years that he can really get it done. And this is going to be a barn burner, man. It's going to be a great fight.
Like you said, it's either going to be an epic fight or it's going to be a 30 seconds, a minute and a half in the first round. He gets him and just either, I don't know if DDP will tap or what's going to be how the pride is, but the strength he has is going to be amazing. Survival is the key. You said he's not going to set up takedowns or try to fight. He's going to keep him off him for a minute, and I mean, just survival is all it comes down to.
So here's my betting advice: if you guys are going to tune in and watch UFC 319, here's how I think you guys should play the fight. I mean, I've been watching this stuff for a very, very long time. I'm a above average person when it comes to betting this stuff. I'm not perfect. I'm going to miss a lot, guys. But how I feel about this fight is very strongly. I think you guys should go in. You should bet Khamzat Chimaev round 1, round 2. That's how you should play it. If it makes it to round 2, about 2.5 minutes, live bet Dracus Duplessis. Live bet him. You're going to get it at plus 300, plus 2 something. He's going to be losing them first 2 rounds. I don't see how he wins the first 2 rounds. If he doesn't make it out, you guys won your bet. If he does, you're going to coin flip that, and I guarantee you, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, he's coming. He's going to be the better fighter. He's going to be the championship condition fighter, and I think we could see Ian still. I don't know what my official prediction as a whole is, though.
It is so up in the air. I can't believe that DDP he's a huge underdog, man. I think
he's plus 180. Call touch minus 170. So that's where it's at right now. But as a champ, man,
and they're both undefeated in the UFC. It wasn't like DDP is since he came to UFC, he
had some sloppy fights because of the conditioning. Man, he would beat somebody up and get gassed and look sloppy.
But I mean, he could now. I can see Gilbert Burns hurting. I think even Usman hurting.
Yeah,
if he can catch him clean, which is possible. Coming in for a takedown.
Yeah.
I mean, that could change the whole fight. I mean, he could catch him early, too. If he goes crazy for one of those takedowns and DDP can get a good hook and blast him coming in, it's not going to stop him from trying to takedowns, but I'm telling you what, it's going to rewire his head where he's going to have to think, this guy, I'm going to fight. So
before we make this prediction of how we think this fight's going to end, let's get on Chimaev a little bit. Okay, as a company, as a UFC, how do you trust this guy?
You can't.
We talked about it for months. I even texted you like 3 weeks ago, said this fight is not happening. Yep. They're planning on it. He's not even going to make the walk. Rise up right now, man. It's Thursday. Seems like all systems are go.
He's in the USA, so that's half the battle.
But when you got a guy,
he's in the UFC. He made it to the USA, so that's half the battle with him.
We didn't think he was going to get into the country.
That's what I mean.
So when you got a guy that they have to rearrange cards for because he's 8 pounds overweight. And they got to mix up the fights the day before to try to make a fight card. How does the UFC trust this guy? They got to get to it. He has to show a little bit more consistency and professionalism, man.
Professional. You can't keep coming in, like I said. And the UFC, just because of how special he is, made the adjustments for, hey, we'll make us a catchweight.
Yes, right. You can't do that.
And now he has to make 85 on a nose. You can't get 86. You can't mess around. So he's taller than Drake Sutton. I couldn't.
When you see when they walked up to each other, he's taller. Yeah. Looking at it though, like you said, I never thought this is his first fight in the United States. I believe it might not be. The Kevin Holland fight. Yeah, you're right. Maybe during COVID.
Yeah, he fought, I think, like 10 days in a row.
Yes, with the Mearshart knockout. Okay, but like since then, he was over in Abu Dhabi, and we didn't think that he was having visa issues. We never thought he was coming back. So. With this fight, I was like, man, you can never trust it. So him just being and making the weight and being there on Saturday night is a win in itself. That would gain some respect for the UFC. But
That's one.
It's one.
If he does win, he's not going to go to the White House.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're not putting it there.
He's like, he's like, look at me, bro. They're not going to let me through. Look at me. Look at my. And he's like, I think the reason he had a lot of visa issues, like, because he's from like Chechnya, and like he was part of like a rebel gang, and almost like a war criminal.
Yes,
I can't be 100% sure, but
he had the allegations of that. Yeah.
So that's why he couldn't get into a lot of places. So he got in U.S. at least for now. Are you going to? He had COVID real bad. He thought he was going to die for a while.
He came in the UFC and just lit them on fire. Like you said, 2 fights in 10 days, both killer wins. You look at a guy and you look at a company that right now is kind of lacking the star power. He can give you that. If he comes in Saturday night and he does what a lot of people think he's going to do, he's going to get on that mic. He says, I kill everybody. He is just a dynamite superstar. But he has to get the professionalism under control, or we've seen guys with bigger stardom go nowhere because they can't make weight.
Here's my thoughts. Okay, if you look at the overall body work in UFC, DDP has fought 3 times, other than Usman, who he went to the distance with, and Durinho went the distance with, except for him breaking Whitaker's face. He's fought, I will say, like tomato cans, but
he has
the
really Leech, Jared Mearshart.
You've got to think like the DDP's fought like a killer's row. How do you Adesanya? Strickland twice. How do you
beat Whitaker.
The distance of the competition. So I don't think we're thinking this totally. We haven't made a pick yet, but I'm saying the general public betting on Chimaev because they've seen the highlights. they don't see like, hey, who he's fought. Sure, if he comes in and catches his jaw wrong on a neck crank or something, it's possible. But I mean, you think he's a champ for a reason? He don't get in those bad situations.
Let's talk about Gilbert Burns at 170. That's where Chimaev fought. You talk about Kamaru Usman. That's a 170 fighter that fought at 185. You talk about Robert Whittaker, the smallest middleweight in the division, man.
Easy.
Everybody is bigger than him. He's bullying everybody. We're going to see a guy that is probably, if not the biggest middleweight, he's close to it. I know your boy, the Ritter's there too, man.
Well, him and Costa, I think, are like bodybuilding-wise.
Yeah, right.
See, there's no way they should be able to make that weight ever.
Right.
The Ritter is going to be another one. We talked about it before. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, he's a monster in a weight class.
Just how big he is. I mean, he survived. I think he won, but he just enough to win.
Yeah, it wasn't impressive, but that was a tough fight. We're talking about Robert Whittaker and De Ridder from a couple weeks ago.
Bad matchup for him, I think.
But looking at Chimaev, man, he has dominated everybody he's faced, and that submission against Robert Whittaker, where he ripped his teeth out on one squeeze, that will never. I'll always have that etched in my mind. That's one of the most impressive submissions I've ever seen.
But again, that's one.
You're right.
And that was the one. He caught him, blitzed him in, caught him off guard. So that is his style.
Yeah.
When he fought the guys, like you said, Usman is an awesome wrestler, so he couldn't dominate him.
He did the first rounds. He had his back. Usman stayed under control. Yeah, and then he rallied in the second half of the fight.
Burns, he didn't want to go. I mean, Burns is a black belt. He's awesome.
Dropped him
plus,
too.
He dropped him. So those are the two guys actually who were 170 pounders where we fought. I mean, he fought him at 170 at Burns, but 171.
Yeah, he fought Usman at 185, but he's not an 85er.
So at 10 days rest, I think you give Usman full camp. He beats him just because the fight IQ's there.
Right.
Same with DDP.
We've seen Kamaru Usman, his last fight. He still got it, man. He still has the IQ. He completely dominated Joaquin Buckley. But he just surprised everybody. He really did. I was super pumped for that fight. But with DDP, watching him, he's very awkward. You can't prepare for it. No. It's like he doesn't know what he's doing in there. It looks like it. Just weird hooks, weird styles.
There's nothing
but the power has to be legit because when he hits guys, it affects them bad, man.
Strickland has a cinder block for a head, and he broke his nose. One of the most broken nose I've ever seen him.
Thought they could finish or stop the fight on a broken nose.
Goodness, that was just disgusting.
He tore it off. Yeah.
If Strickland had a half a brain, he would have quit. But he's an idiot, so he's like, I don't care about my face. Just keep hitting me in my nose, and blew up like a water balloon busted.
And you look at Adesanya, his last fight with DDP. Adesanya started off really well. His striking was good. He was winning. But Dricus du Plessis just wears on you and wears on you. And when Adesanya started slowing down, that's when DDP started hitting him, started hurting him, eventually got to the grappling, got him down, and submitted him. This fight is going to be a coin flip, guys. And if I had to bet, I'm going to bet the champ. I'm going to take the plus money with the champ. Give me by decision. Give me by decision. I think the odds are going to be through the roof. I could see a rally. I could see DDP getting mauled for a while, but then somehow fighting through and getting that decision win, or like a 4 or 5 round, prop bet for a finish. But I'm going to take DDP because I believe he can survive the early onslaught.
I agree 100%. That was my pick because you have to survive, and there hasn't been a better survivor than DDP. Again, fighting top-notch killers most of the career. So, and then before he became champ, so I mean, we're talking he had to fight and scrap to get where he's at now.
Yeah.
Chimaev has fought 3 named guys, and 2 of them took the distance.
Very really good matchups for him. Yeah, timing with everything and size. I just think this one, not that we're saying Chimaev's going to get ran through, because we could talk about this next week and be like, God, I can't believe he ran through him like that. That's why I said if you bet round 1, round 2 with Chimaev, that's good, smart money, man. And then you can live bet DDP, because I think 3rd, 4th, 5th round, that's where it's really going to turn. The fight will change.
500, I'll bet, because
he might get dominated first 2 rounds. Yeah,
and after the first round, I think, but even after the first round, and you just don't get. He can bring in anybody he wants for his cardio. You don't get cardio for one camp.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, I'm a world class athlete. I can run marathons now because I had one fight camp with a cardiac. No. you might be, you can last maybe 10 seconds longer, 30 seconds. You're not going to
where I think this is going to be, because, I mean, we're both on the same, prediction with DDP. I think he's going to make it tough to be taken down.
He's going to have to.
I think he gets taken down? Absolutely. But I think he's going to make him work for it, and that will drain the gas tank.
He's going to, if he can get to the cage, Chimaev's going to blast like he always does, get on the cage, tie him up, let him dig and fight.
Yes.
Okay, so the first minute, 30 seconds, he finally takes him down. He's going to work like hell to get that thing
Right, yeah. And if he pops back up, you got to do it again. Easily? Yeah, right.
That is what it's going to have to show if he can come back and stop the first takedown. If he can grind on a cage, a little bit of dirty boxing, or get some hooks in, he finally gets taken down at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
Even if he keeps him there, which it's a possibility, maybe not, because DDP can get up. I mean, this gas tank's going to be gone. Like I said, you don't get cardio with one fight camp.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime adjustment. You just don't all of a sudden wake up, now I can go 5-round fight.
Yeah.
It's going to work out that way. So I think, like I said, it all goes on. If he comes through, blast DDP, which he's going to be too big, too strong to come in and just roll through.
Right. We just don't see him running.
And no one has ever, after what happened to what's his name with getting his jaw broke down there?
Whitaker?
Yeah, Whitaker getting his face busted. No one has let him get close again like that early. Like you were no way. I think he just caught him awkwardly taking a breath. And if your jaw had moved a little bit and he just put it in the right spot.
So I think as a whole, as a UFC 319, I think the card is great. There's a lot of good names on the prelims. Jessica Andrade. There's just some good names. Looking at the fights, if I had to make a parlay right now, just thinking off the top of my head, give me Kai Asakara by knockout. All right, three-leg parlay. Give me Carlos Prates by finish. It could be double chance. So give me TKO and sub. I think he goes in there and gets it done. Give me Aaron Pico. Give me those three guys. I think the Aaron Pico fight is going to be the hard leg. But I think Carlos Prates and Kai Asakara are coming to Chicago to finish somebody. I think those are money. If you guys, I am the king of hitting 2 out of 3. So I would put those 2, but sprinkle on Aaron Pico because I think he's a real deal. But overall, man, UFC 319 is going to be a banger, man.
It's going to be time. It's a good, again, we always talk about, I agree with every one of your bets, and I was like, this is the one. And like you said, Pico, but again, depends what the odds are.
It's going to be a coin flip.
If you can get it at a decent price, I mean,
it's going to be a coin flip. I'm telling you what, the last couple fights, I have not bet on the main event, and it's hard because these main events they matched up so well lately. And with UFC 318, my heartstrings were pulling to not even have money on it. But that fight was main event oriented. This fight is a great card stacked up with a great main event, man.
It's going to be. I'm glad this is going to be.
All right.
So one of us aren't going to be watching
52 minutes in.
So I'll wait.
We're 52 minutes in, guys. We are not done yet. I thought this show was going to last about an hour. We have 2 more talking points, so it's going to run a little bit over. So hopefully you guys stay with us for another 10, 15 minutes. But if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Hainsey's Tape Talk. Click that bell. Subscribe.
Over 100 subscribers.
118, baby. So I'm pushing. I need to get to 200.
Yeah, we get about
Small
20,
steps. Let's go.
We'll
Our next topic, we're going to talk about Paramount. Paramount making a deal with the UFC, man.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. We thought it was Netflix.
Nowhere.
We thought Netflix had it, man.
Oh, that was a done deal. I knew ESPN was done. They just didn't have the juice to keep up. But never in a million years I think Paramount would come out of nowhere. And that's $7.2 billion. And then no pay-per-views now.
7.7.
Yeah, so it's almost $8 billion for a 7-year deal. It's a 7-year deal for almost $8 billion with no pay-per-views.
Paramount is worth $6.0 billion, guys. They spent more money on the UFC than it's actually worth.
It's going to be, with no pay-per-view buys. So now all the income is going to be in just the contract.
Yes.
Dana White said he's going to put a little more money on the bonuses.
There was guaranteed bonuses.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters about, you got to pay him more, Dan. You got to do that. It's not. I don't know. Here's the thing. The bad part about that is how are they going to adjust the contracts for main event pay-per-view?
Well, they're going to put it on CBS. That's where I think this is going. You look at Paramount. Paramount's partner with CBS.
How do you pay it out to The champ will say DDP.
But I think the pay-per-view points money is gone. I think it's going to be some flat rate behind the scenes for championships, a fixed thing. Where I see this going is you look at the NFL, you look at the NBA. They go on these networks, man. They don't have to have pay-per-view, okay, and to make money. The UFC is legitimizing themselves by now people that don't normally tune in. Oh, there's something on Paramount tonight. It's live. They're going to get more fans that way, more eyes on the sport. That's going to grow it rapidly. Not good for us because we're probably never going to go to an event again because it's going to be $5,000 to get in.
Yeah, that's going to be. They're going to make up. They're going to recruit some of their. But I mean, that's.
Whoa!
I told them twice. Yeah, the money they got to make. They got to recoup some of it because my fear is they're just going to have cards just to have them. My point is,
but they do it anyways now.
Yeah, but they're going to have to try to make up something for like DDP is one of the headline this pay per view. He's getting a lot of juice for the pay per view buys. There has to be something sprinkled in extra, not just like fix. Okay, instead of just a win and showbone. I mean, they're going to have to. The contract's going to have to.
There's going to be a network. Yeah, it's going to be. I guarantee before this ever went down, they have a system. We're going to learn about it. We still have till January. That's when this kicks in. What the exciting thing is they finally recognized that the pay-per-view model does not work. There's too many ways to get around it. That guys, they cannot stop the streaming. Okay, so why fight it? Get with it. You get more fans and more eyes. Get away from that paywall. You can start getting Patrick Mahomes type like stardom from one of your UFC fighters if he's on CBS. I've seen the Final Four on CBS my whole life. I've seen Super Bowls. CBS is related with Paramount. They're neck and neck. UFC will be on CBS. That's a huge win for them. Something I didn't even think was coming. I thought it was going to Netflix, but I love it, man. I think it's awesome.
I mean, that's a huge win. Credit to Dana White and TKO, how they negotiated this to get Paramount to pay that much.
$1.1 billion a year.
So, I mean, we're talking like huge big board money. But again, like you said, these networks, how many millions and millions they pay just to broadcast a regular season NFL game, let alone playoff, Super Bowl. So,
yes.
I mean, that's where the money's going to come in. So you're going to have a lot more commercials in between.
Yeah.
I think that's how they're going to make up the money.
Yeah, I mean,
more commercials. Hey, I'm going to bet you big UFC fight. These people are going to sponsor. Okay, I'm going to put a little commercial on here. Look how much the Super Bowl commercials are.
I don't think for us UFC fans, the people that listen and watch us, that love the sport like we do, I don't think it's going to affect us at all. It didn't affect us when they went to ESPN. The product didn't change. They were allowed to say what they wanted. They weren't monitored. They weren't, restricted. They can do what they want. I think the sport is just going to grow. I think the production is going to be great. The same. All I think is just going to be so easy. Just to click on Paramount Plus and just watch UFC 325.
But here's another. What are they going to have? Now, Dana White is completely against censoring. We're on CBS. Now, Paramount Plus
they didn't censor them on ESPN, man.
But but ESPN is a paid service. It's not like you get NBC, CBS, usually in regional packages where you have. Are you going to let
I think whenever they have them on, remember when they used to have UFC on ABC, UFC on Fox? Yeah. They would put the type of fighter on that card that they could trust. I think that's how they'll handle it with the CBS stuff. I don't think they'll put some of these marginal guys because they will. It'll be on like a 10-second delay. They will bleep them out if they start. We've seen Derek Lewis. We missed half a pro fight interview.
It's going to be tough to see. I don't think he's going to make. Maybe because Paramount Plus is a paid subscription. To where like ESPN Plus you pay, so that's why I allow them to cuss. Yeah. CBS, I don't know if they have to go the FCC rules.
Right, I'm sure they do. But it could be after 10, 11 o'clock. They might have some leniency. I don't know how that's going to work. But UFC
drop an F-bomb
at the White House on CBS, that's going to be amazing, man. I was like, then you got Jim Nance and Tony Romo calling the plays.
They better stick that in. Now, Jim Nance could do it.
But they did say all the production stays the same, so I'm glad Anik, Cormier, and Rogan are all going to be there because they're the best, man. They're awesome.
Rogan's contract's not changing. They're going to be the same.
Yeah.
So that's great. I mean, because they've made it from the start. So
yeah, I think it's a huge win. I'm excited. I didn't see it coming. Whenever I heard about it this week, I was like, what? And then it was like, that makes a lot of sense, man. They're getting with the times.
Big time. I said, this is where this is sink or swim. We're going to see if the pay-per-view model is completely dead now, if UFC can pull it off for 7 years, Now you're going to have boxing come up. And now we're not going to have people waiting like Pacquiao, Mayweather went way past the time years after it should have happened.
Yeah.
You're going to have main events. It's going to be, so other sports pay-per-view going to start to follow the lead that, hey, let's get in on a network, it's NBC or whatever type deal. The
one thing that surprised me was TKO is involved in the WWE and the UFC, right? Like, I was just thinking they're going to somehow be together. Right, they're going to be. It makes sense for them both to be on the same network if the guys that are running it behind the scenes are the same people. Then you got WWE moving into ESPN, taking the UFC spot. UFC going to Paramount. Like it just, I guess their partnership is not as tight as I thought it was.
Yeah, it is not completely as one. Like you don't have to have. You're not going to have Rock come out and cut a promo at UFC.
Well, they haven't done any of that, thank God. But I thought, we don't want to see that. We love the sport too much, and I'm not hating on WWE because that avenue is for each their own.
It's a product, and I mean, it's successful. To keep it over there in the UFC, like I said, they're smart enough to keep it separated. There's no boxers come cross promotion. They're keeping it separate, and that's the winning formula.
So I cannot wait. One, they said Dana White said we're not completely killing the pay-per-view. We could have one-offs, which I'm okay with. If you're going to hit something with a 3 title fight card, hit your pay-per-view if you want to do that. Now it's not monthly. I'm okay with $60 every 6 months. I'll throw it out there. That's not a problem. What I do like is come January when they do Paramount UFC, that first fight card, he's going to throw something that's going to be a banger, dude. It's going to be a Super Bowl like he did it with the UFC on ABC. He's done this, man, and he will start with a bang. So that card in January is going to be sick.
It's going to be he has to make a statement. He will. The first fight that's out here, he's going to put out all the bells and whistles. He's going to have some names. You better believe it. It's going to be stacked.
I think Islam and Topuria, if they don't make it to the end of this year fighting, they could both be on that card. It's going to be that big of a card, man.
They have to. I mean, you have to make.
We're running out of dates with these fights, so December's running. I think December they're rumoring all-girl co-main event and main event with Amanda Nunes, Kayla Harrison, and Valentina Shevchenko and Wei Li. Man, they're rumored that's going to be the end of the year. All-women co-main event, main event. They've done it before, and it was a banger before. So I'm not hating on it.
I enjoy it. I understand that, but you aren't going to get the casual fan to come in and see.
I get it. There's not a Ronda Rousey. I understand.
It's going to be.
But I think if they're not going to throw it to Poirier or Islam, man, and they're holding them off till January, we're going to have something. And I think Harrison Nunez could sell. That's neither here nor there. So, hour and 1 minute mark. You brought up something, over what was last weekend? Or it was like earlier
this week.
A UFC all-time list, right?
Yeah. Not UFC.
Or MMA. Heavyweight, MMA, heavyweight.
All-time.
And it was it wasn't like a bracket. What was it that you showed?
It was showing years of how many fighters was there? 8 fighters, 12 fighters, I believe. I'm not sure.
12 fighters, yeah.
Of every different organization, the names that most any MMA fan will know, Fedor Emelianenko.
Yes.
There are people you're going to recognize. So it was in their prime. Who do you got in your prime? Now we're talking. It'd be the Stipe last fight against John Jones.
That's we're talking at their very best.
Primed where this guy is a killer. This guy, he is the man. Now, and everyone on this list has been the dangerous man in the world.
Yeah, at one time was the best heavyweight in the world.
I mean, anywhere. So, I mean, different years, but everybody on this, you can't factor in the years. So you have to say, so Fedor from 2002, that Fedor, not 2018.
Yes, so it's all the prime fighters. Okay, so what I did was I thought, let's put a bracket together. Let's put a 12-team bracket, and let's see matchup-wise who would come out this thing as the best heavyweight ever. Now, it's going to be hard because you can say, like Boogie says, Fedor is his number 1 heavyweight ever. But matchup-wise, he might not make it through this gauntlet because matchups make the fights, man. So the way this bracket broke down, I went through 1 through 4. got a bye, and then 5 through 12 are in the first round, like college football playoffs. So here's how
I haven't seen it yet. So
here's how my bracket ended up, Boogie. Okay, the 1 seed is John Jones. Obviously, might not be the greatest heavyweight of all time, but he's an all-time GOAT of the sport. Okay,
okay.
The number 2 seed is Fedor Emelianenko. All right, the number 3 seed is Stipe Miocic. That's where I went with the number 3 seed. And the number 4 seed is Cain Velasquez. So that's your first round buys. That's who I thought should represent the top 4 of all the UFC heavyweight goats.
Have one guy that's fought 3 heavyweight fights as a number 1 seed.
I'm sorry, man. That's how I put it, buddy. That's how I put it. In your prime.
Roll with what we got.
In your prime, man. I'm putting him against. I don't care. I'm putting him
at 205, maybe not here.
Well, I'm putting him at heavyweight. If he was in his prime, he's the top seed.
It's your bracket. You do what you want.
Yes. So we'll see how this works out. All right. So that's my top 4 seeds, and I will go from there. So to start it off, we're going to go the 6th seed versus the 11th seed. The 6th seed is Junior Dos Santos. He would be fighting Frank Mir. Where do you see that fight? Frank Mir being the 11th seed.
I would have to go Junior.
Okay, so JDS.
Yeah, I would say JDS because of Frank Mir, even in his prime, early in one of the first heavyweight champions. He could do it all, but he's mainly jiu-jitsu guy.
Absolutely.
And Junior could play jiu-jitsu.
If you look at the matchup, he would knock him out.
Yeah, I would take Junior prime because his boxing just so fucking good, man.
Yeah, and then
that was your guy.
I loved him. Until he became punch drunk. He was the best boxer.
But he's on that list because he could go to wars and have half his lip falling off.
Yeah, right. And his takedown defense was elite. I think it'd be a bad matchup for Frank Mir. So we're going to the 12 seed for Fabricio Verdum. He's fighting Daniel Cormier, the 5 seed.
I'd have to go DC. He's been. Yeah, I would go. There's a lot of people not on this list that we didn't get
this was 12 fighters that I didn't pick. They were on that list.
I know. You understand, but I would have Ngannou in there. He's
on the list.
He's on there?
He's on here.
Oh, yep. See how much I pay attention?
He's on there. Yeah, he's on there. Yep.
But I would definitely go with.
I think in their prime that'd be a tough matchup because Verdum was really, really good on the ground. Cormier being the all-American wrestler.
He's not going to catch him in any submissions.
Cormier was really close to getting a bye. I was really, really close to putting him in. I really think Stipe deserved it being in the top 3. That Cain Cormier could have been.
Stipe had the most heavyweight title defenses in history.
In his prime, though. His resume speaks for itself. All right, so now we're going into the 8-9 seed. A little bit disrespect for the 8 seed. The 9 seed is Brock Lesnar. Okay, Brock Lesnar, freak athlete, was very raw, green in the cage, but his athleticism and his size dominated people. He's going against the 8th seed and could be the favorite to win this whole freaking thing, Tom Aspinall. Why he's the 8th seed? He hasn't even defended the belt yet. He hasn't. Potential's there. Potential's there to be the best. We don't even know if he's even in his prime yet. We don't know. But he's on the 8th seed and he could run away with this thing.
The only fight he lost was because
when he blew his knee out. Yep. Curtis Blades will take that win all day.
Yeah, and then he got it back in rematch. He just destroyed Blades.
For the interim and knocked him out. Yeah,
this was even close.
So 8th seed, Tom Aspinall fighting Brock Lesnar.
I got to go Aspinall. There's too much there. Lesnar did what he did. Like I said, it was just.
See, I think these first round fights are pretty easy to predict. These second round fights, this 508 is going to be really, really interesting. So, the 7th seed next, Francis Ngannou versus the 10 seed, Randy Couture. I see one-way traffic. What do you see, buddy? You see Prime Randy taking him down?
Prime Couture, but again, he was a light heavyweight. He made it, just went to heavyweight because he was too old to lose weight. And he was dominant. He was a 2-division champion, so he was. He did. I don't want to rule him out, but again, Ngannou, he's not. His only chance would be to do his wrestling.
Yes.
He can't stand. But again, Ngannou, in his prime, where he stopped all of Stipe's takedowns and then knocked him the fuck out. I got to go with him.
Yeah, I get it. And the thing about Randy Couture is we never seen him in his prime. He never was in his prime. We seen him as an older guy.
Yeah.
Always. He never fought at 25. We didn't see that. Yeah. We don't know what he had, what the potential would be there, but I think the matchup would be horrible. Francis would tower over him, hit them jabs, would hurt him. I think it's a bad matchup.
I mean, look what Brock did to him. He abused him.
So in our second round, here's our matchups, how they unfold. Ready? You have Fedor versus Junior Dos Santos. You have Stipe Miocic versus Tom Aspinall. Francis Ngannou versus Cain Velasquez. And John Jones versus his good old buddy Dan Cormier, man. That is an all-timer right there. So where do we go? We're going to go with 1 seed versus the 5 seed. We'll start there. We'll start at the top. We'll work our way down the bracket. John Jones versus Dan Cormier, man. At heavyweight.
There's lots, but somebody included somebody with 3 fights on this list, so I won't go there. But it's not my list.
Hey, pick against him.
No, I know.
Pick against him.
I got to take Jones.
I don't know, but
Jones just beat him twice convincingly at light heavyweight. It wasn't even close. And Daniel's key is a little dirty boxing, take you down and control you. And Jones just abused him at. They're both going to be bigger. I get it, but the fight IQ of Jones, I hate to say it, but he's that good.
When I seen John Jones fight Ciryl Gane when he moved up,
I thought it was over. It's gone. I'd gone by easy. I said, Gane's going to fight.
I didn't. I said the size he did it right, man. He took the time. He looks like a heavyweight. God, I hate the guy.
What he could do is take his time, so that's for sure.
He did take his time and build up.
He does.
He looks like a true heavyweight. I think, like you said, the matchup doesn't change weight class.
No,
I think it was always. I think Cormier was the best outside of John Jones.
He's not going to take him down, and that's where Cormier has to take you down and control you. He could never take him down at light heavyweight. Heavyweight's going to be twice as hard.
Yeah. All right, in the quarterfinals, we have Cain Velasquez fighting Francis Ngannou in their prime. Francis Ngannou, if he doesn't get taken down, nobody survives. But does he? Where do you feel?
Oh, man.
I mean, dude.
Cain's stardom was the gas tank, and he is going to try to take you down for 25 minutes. And he can hit you. He was a shorter heavyweight, but his elite wrestling can Ngannou
and his output. His output.
Yeah. So he's going to keep coming. It's not going to be. He never really took any big shots. That I can think of, other than where he was Mexico City.
Yeah, right. Gas out.
So, his gas tank is going to be hard to overlook in Ngannou. But again,
So before you make a prediction, I'm going to look at this as like March Madness, guys. Sometimes that best team don't win.
Yeah.
In this matchup, with these matchups, we might end up with a guy that we didn't think was going to win. And we might not think that he's the best heavyweight of all time. But when you do matchups and you break these fights down, this is what ifs. This is what ifs, man. You're talking about 2 different eras, 2 different primes. Francis Ngannou with the hardest punching power ever is Cain Velasquez is going to wear that down. Where do you feel, Boogie? I'm not criticizing your picks at all.
I would go prime Cain just because of his buzzsaw mentality. I don't think he's fast enough and smart enough not to catch one of the big shots. He's never going to hurt Ngannou with any punches, but he is going to just wear through him and take him down. Stipe took him down the first fight.
Yeah.
The second fight he wasn't able to, but he never should have fought that second fight because he was still concussed, I think, for the first fight.
Yep.
And Dana White hung him out to dry.
Yep.
But he stopped the takedowns that happened, but for what it is, your prime Cain wouldn't get hurt.
I think that what I didn't like about Prime Cain is I'm a huge fan. I love him. I love him. I love him. But I think his stardom just went like the reign didn't last long enough. Too much stuff happened. I think there was a lot, and I was on Junior Santos. That was my favorite fighter at the time. So seeing Cain Velasquez abuse him like that really hurt me. But I liked Cain Velasquez as well. So, but in this matchup, I would agree with you, man. I would think Cain's just going to get through. I think that'd be a tough fight, though.
Oh, it's going to be.
I think Cain Velasquez would be scared to death.
This is all bordering on not getting hit with them big fucking cinder blocks. You get hit with that, I don't care who you are. You're getting fucking.
In their prime, this is the best fight. In their prime, this is the best. Stipe Miocic, Tom Aspinall would make for a banger of a fight. Right now, abusive. But I'm looking at Stipe at his best, man. We went and watched him knock out the most dangerous guy in the world in Overeem, knocked him out cold in Cleveland after, being hurt early. We've seen this guy in his prime do some special things. I don't know if we've seen the best from Tom Aspinall, but he could be the best fighter on this list.
I think you're right. He is probably skill-wise, but we don't have a body of work for top competition to compare it to.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to compare Stipe that I've seen go through those wars. He could take some punishment.
He fought Francis.
And, he beat him the first time.
Yeah, beat him the first time.
And I think he would have had the second time, but just too much. His brain didn't get a chance to recover. But Aspinall hasn't had the competition that Stipe had. Stipe had the most title defenses in history. That's why he's the best of all time in that sense. But Tom is that good. He stopped everybody, but we don't know his potential of going into.
I think where you're going
second round. I don't know, third round, fourth round, fifth round.
I agree with what you're saying about Tom Aspinall. We haven't seen him face adversity. We thought we were going to with Sergey Pavlovich. When they built that fight, I was like, Pavlovich is a monster, man. It's going to be a tough one for Tom Aspinall. And I was rooting for him. Aspinall was underdog and slept him, man.
Bambi legs, the first shot.
Slept him. And we haven't seen the adversity. We've just seen him destroy people.
That's what I'm saying. In this scenario, this setup, I think Stipe could take him into deep waters. He's good enough to not get submitted. So Stipe was a Division II wrestler,
right.
So he's not going to get taken down or held down. He is going to be able to his boxing.
If Cormier didn't take him down, Tom Aspinall.
He's probably better boxing than Aspinall, I think, overall.
I think they size up well. I think size-wise.
Stipe is going to be able to put it into deeper water. So we don't know Tom Aspinall second, third, fourth. Now we're going same as we talked about the pay-per-view. We start getting that Chimaev in round 3, 4, 5. It's a whole new world. We've never seen it yet.
Right.
I think Stipe would use just the experience.
Yeah.
He's not going to get caught with anything big. He took everything that Ngannou had. He couldn't put him to sleep.
Yeah.
And he took his shots. So I don't think Aspinall will have enough to put him to sleep.
I think whenever he fought Daniel Cormier and to see his fight IQ in cage, it was very underrated. He was losing the fight. He found a left body shot, and he found it once, and it hurt Cormier. And then guess what? He found it again and again and again. And it was a matchup that Cormier never even seen coming, and it lit him up. And that was masterful. And that, and I think if we did this list a year or two from now in their prime, same matchup, I think we might go the other way.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, man. I think you're 100% right. I hate to agree with everything you're saying, but I think you're right.
Good minds think alike. So I think we'll disagree on the next couple of years. So I think we'll disagree.
No, we won't, because we're both going to pick Junior Dos Santos to upset Fedor, right?
That is absolutely not going to happen.
So Fedor against Junior Dos Santos. If you want to talk about it, how Fedor would be up against a tall boxing outside slick heavyweight. What do you think?
Fedor could do it. Look at the body list he has in Pride. Well, everybody, the names of every name you can imagine, every different style, submission artists, boxers. And that Sambo just controlled people, and he had a switch too. It was just, he never threw anything hard, but he hurt every time he hit something. They hurt him. Yeah. World class athletes hurt, but you can see the pain. Now, where are we going to have this tournament located? We're going Pride rules. We can stomp on their head and kick them while they're down. Or we're going to be UFC rules.
Because there's only one guy. Yeah. There's only one guy that fought outside the UFC. So
he fought.
Well, all the other guys that won their belts were UFC champs at the time. But you're right, other guys were in Pride. I'm not saying they weren't, but at their prime when they were heavyweight champs, they were all in the UFC outside Fedor.
Like I said, that's maybe some bias sneaking, but I've watched Fedor prime whenever he was beaten, going through tournaments in one day in Pride. And we're talking about the Nagaros. We're talking every name you can think of, Krokop. He would just destroy. Not just beat him, destroy him. Ngannou, or not Ngannou.
It's a guy that the UFC, if they ever got a hold of at any time, would have been a worldwide superstar because he was already a superstar.
He was controlled by the mob. The biggest part was him.
Right.
The Russian mob owned Fedor, and they asked for a partnership in UFC. Dana would never cave. Yeah. Dana's a smart businessman. He would have, but he knows how much revenue he'd have lost because he would have gave Fedor half partnership.
Yeah, right.
And Russian mob, you might as well say. So it would have been never happened. But in the prime. Oh my
so
God.
the way your official pick is Fedor. Yeah. So the way this played out, I seeded them correctly, guys. We have the 1 seed fighting the 4 seed, and we have the 2 seed fighting the 3 seed. So, but I mean, things could change. That's the semifinals. Right now, we're in the semifinals in a very intriguing matchup: John Jones versus Cain Velasquez. The guy that isn't been in the heavyweight division very long versus a guy that was his reign was very short. But you've already talked about their strengths. Where do you think this fight would play out? How do you think it would play out?
Jones is just too smart. There's just too. He would stop Cain. Now, Cain had the gas tank to go forever, but he would go until Jones would do some kind of fucked up reverse elbow and then split his head open because he has this weird ass. Yeah. He can still do him in heavyweight. He's just so awkward to keep whatever Bill Belichick would have put your mind of. Whatever somebody does best, he fucking stops it.
Yes,
the fight IQ is just unbelievable.
Yes.
And he would have. I don't think Junior would gas out, but he would never get close enough to hurt. Jones would keep him at bay, keep him at arm length, smart to keep him out.
I think the Bill Belichick analogy with John Jones is a very accurate one.
He takes away your best thing. He's not going to let Cain out. John Jones, Division II world or NCAA champion.
And the gas tank is there too.
Yeah,
so
he can
weaponizing.
He's smart enough to know he's not going to. He doesn't have to fight as hard as Cain does to keep him away. Cain has to get in his range because of the length.
Yeah, see, the way I would see that fight, man, I would see John Jones body kick. I could poking him, and just doing I'm saying poking that front kick, that teeth kick, just poking him and keeping that range, and his wrestling would be good enough to hold it off. I think in a decision, I think John Jones gets it as well.
He's going to knock Cain out, but Cain is going to, I won't say gas out, but he's just not going to be able to get to him. He's going to get frustrated, may get caught, but I mean, Jones isn't going to expose himself either. Yeah. He's going to get a win, however, just what he does.
John Jones in the finals versus, he said he shouldn't have been a 1 seed. He's in the finals, though, so he definitely, I think he deserves to be.
You just have to. You can't.
Yeah, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. All right, so Stipe Miocic, arguably the best heavyweight of all time in the UFC versus the best heavyweight of all time outside the UFC in Fedor. Very good fight, man. Very good fight. Stipe would have the range. He would have the height. But if Fedor got inside, man, it'd be tough.
And Fedor has excellent jiu-jitsu. I've never seen anybody tap out Stipe.
No one's got him in that kind of control.
Because, he's good enough wrestler to stay out. He's not going to get caught. He's strong enough. His boxing, now he's a lot longer than Fedor is, but Fedor is just... Prime Fedor was just so different. He was just built different. Like Jones at 205.
Yeah.
It was just, he controlled everybody. There was never, he would come out sometimes, have a little bump or a little scrape or something like that, but he's finishing people like dynamic finishes. Yeah. It's so, I would still have to go with Fedor, but even though as much as I like Stipe, you can't discount Prime Fedor. The next pick's going to be...
it's tough because, the last memories I see of Fedor, I hate to do it because I've seen, a light heavyweight, middleweight, and Dan Henderson knock him out. Oh. This was past his prime. Way past his prime. We're talking prime in his pride days. So I could see him getting it done. I think that fight is way too close than you even make it. I think that's the closest fight.
It's a coin flip. Yeah, there's no doubt. It's going to go 5 rounds. I don't think Stipe is going to hurt Fedor, and Fedor isn't going to really hurt Stipe. He can stun Stipe, but he is just his prime. Stipe was built for taking hard shots and coming back and winning. I
think in a fantasy world with this fight, if Fedor got him down, if he got him down flat at all at one point, it would be really bad for Stipe because we never in his career seen him like that, but we know what Fedor does on top. So I think that's a big question mark. We'll never know, but we'll speculate, and I think your speculation is not going to be correct.
I would have to say Fedor just because, again, like I said, we're talking 5th round. Nobody's knocking anybody out, but it's going to be a knockdown. They're both going to get banged up bad. There's no doubt. But Fedor
he would have more moments, you think?
Yeah, he just has to where, like I said, his hits were just different. Now, it's not a Ngannou punch, but he's going to hit him and hurt him. And Stipe takes his but it's going to be 5 rounds of
Right.
He's not going to take Fedor down. I don't think Fedor is going to be able to take Stipe down.
Yeah.
just to stand up. I don't think Stipe would be able to keep him at bay. With his boxing is that good, but the way that Fedor could get inside in his range, the elbows and the dirty boxing and the samba, he may be able to toss him down, never flat, but he may get Stipe down just because of the samba background. I've seen him do it to everybody.
And that would be, that would be the key to the fight, really.
Yeah,
he has Fedor moving on. So Fedor against John Jones for the finals of the fantasy heavyweight bracket, where we didn't think this would go. It ended up being anyways. John Jones in the finals, like I knew he would be, versus his favorite heavyweight of all time.
That's why he's in the finals.
I knew Fedor would be in. But the fight itself, matchups make fights. You're talking about a guy at 6'4". You're talking about a guy at 6'4" versus a guy at 6 foot. Fedor wasn't a tall guy, but he fought tall fighters, so it's not like he could
handle. That's where he would get his nicks and banged up because he would eat jabs and he would take shots.
He would have to come in and take some to give some,
But
so
again, here we talk about John Jones, what he does best. What do you stop on Fedor, prime Fedor? You stop the takedowns. Okay, we're not really going to probably take Jones down anyways. So he can't take that. That's going to be neutral. And then the striking, I would give the striking advantage to Fedor.
No, I don't know, man.
Elbows,
he would cut him up at length.
It's going to be.
He would cut him up at length. I think it's a bad matchup for Fedor. I really, really do. Because, like you said, he's got to get inside. So did Cain Velasquez. So did Dan Cormier. Those guys would have to get inside. We've seen what Daniel Cormier, when he fought him at 205, mind you. But, I know Fedor is taller than Cormier, but I see the same similar strengths.
Yeah, they're
the same strengths. I think Fedor was better than Dan Cormier because he did it longer. Daniel Cormier got in late.
Way late.
Yeah, so the potential of Dan Cormier never got there because he got old too fast.
He was coaching people in Strikeforce.
Yeah, he was coaching Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, he's like, okay, let me try this out myself.
Yeah, he got into a heavyweight tournament as a backup and won the damn thing.
But that's where wrestling is such a key. I've always said it before. Wrestling is the number one strength you want to have in any MMA fight.
Yeah.
Now, if I don't think there's a lot of what ifs. I can't.
Well, this is a what if tournament.
I can't.
I want your unbiased opinion because your heart versus your mind. I want you to say in your head, do you think? Because could Fedor knock out John Jones? Could he get inside? Because he could blitz. His speed was there. He had,
different. The power was
cinder blocks in his hands.
It was different power. It was just he never threw anything heavy, but when he hit him, he hurt him.
And always had a reaction, man. For anybody that got hit,
are you going to get close enough to hurt Jones? That's the only part. Like I said, the length. And if you get close, he's smart enough to get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
He's not going to get caught against cage.
We've never seen him on his back ever. Never.
I don't think Aspinall might have been the only person who can. But
I've seen him get taken down one time. Gustafson took him down one time. It was just surprise. It was, whoa. But I don't know, man. I'm not going to argue with your pick. But who wins this fantasy heavyweight?
I'd have to say Jones would get it. I did. Trust me, it fucking pains me. It pains me severely.
That's why he was the number one seed, man.
I'm a Fedor guy, but he was just the match. Listen, it was the style matchup. And every fight that Jones had a tough time with, they were just as tall as him at 205.
Yeah.
So now that's why I give Aspinall probably an edge over him, other than fight IQ.
I think Aspinall. I think if we did this list, and the bracket broke down differently. Like Boogie said, if I didn't put John Jones the one seed and he had to face Francis, he had to face Tom Aspinall, he had to face Stipe in his prime. Those are all guys with the height. And if Francis, I'm guaranteeing you, Francis would stay on his feet, he would knock Jones out because he has the length. The jab would hurt Jones. He didn't face any of those guys. His matchup
worked out good the way it worked. Like I said, the way the bracket shook out. I still give prime Stipe the edge over Jones. He would beat him just because of the length.
Yeah. He's
not going to get caught. He got caught a lot with the elbows, but he's not going to do.
The speed wasn't there either.
The speed wasn't there, but the boxing was on point, and Jones wasn't going to finish him. Stipe was just that tough. Jones gashed out in his big fights where, he lost the Reyes fight. We all agreed. And probably he lost the Gustafson fight too. Gustafson was more of a coin flip.
Yeah, and then
Reyes,
the second fight, Gustafson, he completely destroyed.
He just made it known.
But I think the bracket worked out how I envisioned it to work out. I think the guys, I don't disagree with any of your picks. Even if you picked Fedor to win, if you had the analysts,
I don't have a good thing other than that Fedor has been there. He could go through the fights, but Jones is just that good.
We've seen him over and over. Just
it's hard. I mean, like Prime fight, like I said, he beat Prime. You mean the Nogueira brothers beat him both? I mean, then Big Nog, he destroyed him, and it's on the ground. That's a jiu-jitsu master.
Yeah.
So he could do everything so good, but Jones is just the fight IQ would be there. He's never in a bad position.
I think level of competition was the same. I think they both have accolades.
Because Jones had a good career, a long career. I mean, we have to add 205 as much as I would disagree with, but you have to add. He fought everybody at 205, anybody and everybody.
But I think if he'd have moved up at heavyweight at that time, he would have been just as dominant, man. We can't discredit his length. We can't. He has a reach advantage against anybody in the UFC. He's always had that, and he knows how to use it. That's what makes him the best fighter in the world, man. Yeah, so I think the heavyweight fantasy bracket challenge worked out how I thought, and John Jones is the winner. And like we said, guys, we hate him, but we don't discredit how good he is.
But I would still take Prime Stipe over John Jones.
But it didn't get there.
The way the bracket shook out, it would get there.
Hour and a half, man. A little longer show than we're usually, but we had some stuff we wanted to talk about. That bracket thing was cool. We might have to do some stuff in the future, break down some different divisions, because that was fun to do. Yeah. And you didn't know where I put people, and I wasn't going to make my picks as well or argue his. I just wanted to see how a bracket would unfold.
Pretty much agreed on me. It was,
a lot.
There was it's hard to disagree. I mean, just because
it's fantasy, man.
There's no. I mean, again, like I said, is it going to be the 70 Steelers or 89?
Yeah.
Right. Like the match on Lennon down there. I would love to see Joe Montana go against the Steel.
Right.
Holy shit, Jerry Rice, but you just can't predict errors.
And they tried to do that. Remember with the
match on Lennon?
Yeah, that was cool, man. What they had technology wise at the time of that.
That was so. Imagine if they did that now.
Yeah, awesome. Right. Yeah, that was cool. So, all right, man. That's our UFC show for the month. We'll be checking in. Maybe we'll do a recap, or maybe we'll do another show on UFC. You guys comment below. Let us know if you guys disagree with our picks. We sound like idiots, but come back. You're going to find out we did more right than we did wrong. So, till next time, Boogie. All right, we're out. Peace, guys.